These are the little guys that I took off of the sweet potato plants. It was 6 or 7 days ago now, and they had no roots. Now check them out.
One time, Mommy, one time for supper, Mommy made squash balls. Actual squash, real squash.
Stuffed squash.
Stuffed squash. And it was so good. Mommy threw out the seeds over the side of here. Come on.
Come on, am I your camera girl?
Yes.
I threw the seeds out because Scrap Dog eats just about everything.
And she didn't eat them.
Nope. And what happened?
They grew.
They're growing? Where?
Yes.
Show me.
I don't know. I don't know what squash seeds look like. Those things.
Yep.
She didn't even bury them. She didn't water them. She didn't do nothing to them.
Except toss them over the railing.
I think she might have went, bye-bye, seeds. And
So we're just going to leave them there. Anyhow, 7 days ago, when I cleaned off these sweet potatoes, I took all the slips off of them. And this is how many have grown back in 6 or 7 days. Some have their own roots, like these. Others, like these, do not. That's not a problem. You just twist this off carefully. Stick that in water like the other ones that you saw were, and let them go. But yes, it is now time to clean these off. The good thing about sweet potatoes, especially for here in the South, is that we can't grow lettuce right now. Even though it's only the beginning of June, our days are already in the mid-90s. Which means that it's just gonna bolt. But these leaves are edible. So you could grow these for your salad. You could have them.
I want salad.
You want a salad?
Without tomatoes.
Okay, a salad without tomatoes. So even if you're not interested in growing sweet potatoes for the actual potatoes, you could get you a sweet potato, get it in some water, get some little slips going, plant it in a hanging pot inside the house. Just pick some of the leaves off when you want some. And that's also why I have all of those growing. That's Malabar spinach. And it's a vining plant. It'll grow up the mesh I have there. And it tastes very similar to spinach. It's excellent in eggs, stir fries, salads, and it loves the heat. So, for those of you who can't really grow traditional greens right now, for your salads and everything, there are other options. So, I'm gonna get on with that now. So I mostly cleaned off the 5 sweet potatoes that are out here. Some of them, like this one, has a little bit left, but as you can see, it's not much. So from those 5 sweet potatoes, I got all of these, plus, which obviously have plenty of roots and could go straight into the ground right now. However, I'm not ready to stick them in the ground at this moment because I'm not sure where they're going yet. And then this here jar, which has very little or no roots on them. And then this jar here of small bits that has lots of roots. But I want those guys to get taller. So that was today's easy peasy thing. And obviously the ones that I showed you in the house are ready to go out too. But there's still so much out there that needs to be cleaned up, prepared, get ready, blah, blah, blah. So, these sweet potatoes that I'm using are not seed potatoes that I bought from a seed company or anything like that. These here happen to be some that we purchased from a local farmer's market. And sitting around, they started sprouting. So, the ones that didn't sprout too bad, we just popped the little bits off and ate them. However, some of these had some either really big or a whole bunch of growth on it. So, that's how they got picked. Let's go see this tortoise that you think you saw from your window.
No, just a stick.
It's just a stick.
Yes. And look, there's my bedroom window.
From your window.
To here, looked like a shell.
Okay.
One time, there was a big tortoise, a grown-up tortoise, on the other side, not that far away from the road, but on our property, like 10-ish, 20-ish feet away from the road. 10 or 20-ish daddy feet, and daddy feet is big. That's the only word to describe daddy feet. And we saw a grown-up tortoise. We brought over there on the other side of the road. We put it by the pond, because as you can see, there's a pond over there. And if you're curious why the dog looks so wet, it's because I gave her a little bath.
You squirted her down with a water gun.
Yes.
And that was not a tortoise. That was a water turtle.
Look at the dog.
Yeah, she's trying to dry off.
I could dry her off.
No, please don't. She's good. She's got this.
Wanna know how?
Sure.
Do we have a blow dryer?
No, we don't.
Oh.
Do you blow dry your hair?
You don't let me.
You know I love you. Okay. Bye.
Bye. Your cards are awesome.
Was a big fig on this end. Came out the other morning and it was half eaten by a bird. So I figured bring it in.
Give it to the dog or
maybe the chicks would eat it. Did the chicks eat it? No.
No.
Who ate the heck out of it? Midnight.
And she's chewing on her toy that I got her. And if you're curious what that red is, it's a heart on it.
Okay.
That's where the squeaky goes.
Look.
She just squeaked it.
Look.
The second time.
That one's almost ready. And there's another one back there. Right there. Right here. See?
Ranch, get out of my eye.
I hear a tractor coming down the road.
It's not Frank. If you don't know who Frank is, he's from a show on Lightning McQueen.
Cars.
Cars.
It's the name of the movie.
And and there's tractors that are a cow.
Yes.
They go.
Mater took McQueen tractor tipping. And the combine was Frank. Some big pears on here.
And look, you guys, look down on the ground.
Yeah, something got into some of them. And we've got like an issue right in this here area. Woke up this morning.
We think it's a raccoon. Wanna why? Look at that.
We got Nikki's row right here. Sunflowers all popping up in the back. It was interesting. The seeds were different colors. It's the mammoth sunflower. Some of the seeds were black. Some of them were the beige color. And we have some stems that are green. We have some stems that are dark color. Here.
I found one that's green and dark color.
It's pretty neat. And she's also got birdhouse gourd planted right in front of it. There's one popping up. And then right here, we got sugar baby watermelons all popping up. Nikki, your watermelons are coming up. Yep. Just little. And then up here that we've not seen from yet is some of the huge pumpkins. The Big Macs. Butternut squash is doing good. I saw the first baby squash on here this morning when I was watering. Where'd it go? Nope. 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 Where did it go now? Of course, now that I have the camera, I'm not going to be able to find it. Guess it was over here. There it is. See it right there? That little tiny thing. It's going to be the butternut squash. All those are doing good. Right here, had a variety of cucumbers and 100% failure. I went and got a different variety from a different seller and just planted those 2 days ago. The yard-long green beans are doing good. Pickling cukes, they're all doing good. Next row, this is the row. This is the first row that I planted. And as you can see, there's lots and lots of spaces and holes. That was from midnight. That was the reason why we had gotten the electric fence put around the entire garden area. But I wanted to show this to you. This here's a variety called Tessa's Land Race. It's a currant tomato. They're going to be so tiny. Look at the size of those flowers. They're so cute. But this thing is growing more like a bush. Look at that. Can you see all those stems coming from the ground level? In the near future, I absolutely love little tiny grape tomatoes, currant tomatoes. In the near future, I'm going to take off some of these side branches. I have 1, 2, 3 of these plants that made it, that survived the dog. And I'm going to take off some of these branches and root them to fill in some of these holes, because I really like these tomatoes. Over here we got Cherokee purples exploding. And then up here, this first section is Amish paste. I wanted to try those. My go-to paste plants are San Marzanos, which is what's all planted down through there, and for part of that row. But both of these here rows are also all tomatoes, except for this first little section here, which is tomatillos. I have not yet finished mowing. Back here, I ended up with enough glass gem corn seeds for those 4 rows. Once they pop up and get to be a couple inches tall, I have a semi-vining bean that I'm going to plant around the corn stalks for them to grow up the corn. And then I'm also going to fill in some of the holes with the sweet potato vines, which is why you've seen them inside and not out here. That there bed is going to be, that I'm not done turning over yet, is going to be peppers and eggplant. I've not yet touched this middle part. It's hard getting started when you're already late for growing season at a new house. But I am planning on putting a raised bed here and then 3 more short, fat, wide ones down through here. I'm not going to do another big long one. I might, I don't know. I was thinking about breaking it up and doing short ones through here. And then using the cattle panels to make the archways between 2 of them. But we'll see. Now, as far as these beds go, I said that this one here is going to have peppers and eggplant, and this one here is just tomatoes. That's not how they're staying. They're not going to be just eggplant, peppers, and tomatoes. It's only like that now because, as I mentioned, this is a brand new property to us. I'm just getting started. I need to get other stuff planted in here to go with it. There's going to be lots more in here. And I really did not want to plant in the ground, but I'm doing what I can do with the resources that I have available to me at this time. So I'm making do, and this is what I have at the moment. Hopefully, by the end of the summer, this thing will be overflowing with different things. Like over here, Over here, amongst the tomato plants, if you look closely, you can see onions. The greens, they're already popping up. Over here, we were at not Tractor Supply. We were at Chasmar. It's a little local hardware store. And they had this really cool looking bean seed. And I asked them about it. And they really didn't know anything about it. They told me they think that it's a bush bean. That's it. But it's called tender green. And I've planted this whole thing with those. And over here, I pretty much sprinkled the ground with a whole bunch of different seeds. Herb seeds. I don't know if you can see, but see how there's kind of like little dividing lines in the dirt? I did that with a stick. I just guesstimated, didn't measure anything. Just divided it up based on the amount of seeds that I had. And just sprinkled them down, shuffled it around with my fingers, and been watering it. And I see we have some starting to pop up already. I don't know if you guys can see them. They're tiny. These here are lemon basil. I don't see where any of the others have popped up yet. But that was only 2 days ago. So I tried. I know the cow poop and hay that we got was too hot to plant in. But I wanted to try some anyhow. So I planted an excess of jalapeno pepper seeds. And I put them in there. And they were growing fine. However, something has decided that they like them. And they are leaving me twigs sticking out of the ground. So the pears on this are just astounding. I am so excited. You have no idea. I love pears. Just regular, straight up canned pears. I don't know if y'all can hear that machinery in the background. On the other side, on the back side of our property, there is farmland. And I'm not sure. I believe they're harvesting cucumbers right now. And that's what you're hearing is all the machinery from over there. So.
Bye! Your cards are awesome!